Hello, welcome to Promoting Growth Mindset Through Effective Collaboration by Tommy Yip. So I'm going to go into the data and research real quick, and I have kind of limited it to three main points. The first of which is fixed mindsets in many students. So over the past 3 to 5 years, our staff has noticed some trends in students that should be addressed for the betterment of their learning. The first is that many students do come into math class from the middle school level with a fixed mindset, meaning that they believe that they're not good at math and they're never going to be good at math. People with a fixed mindset tend to, especially in mathematics, tend to believe that people that are good at mathematics are only good because they're destined to be good. The second of which is that there has been an increase of students that are finding success in mathematics, but through procedural understanding of complex problems. What I mean by that is they continue to do these problems again and again and again, and eventually memorize all the steps without actually understanding them, which leads to the conceptual understanding. The importance of conceptual understanding, actually realizing, understanding, taking from a toolkit of what you know versus what you remember is so important when it comes to mathematics. There's also been a lack of motivation. The lack of motivation with some students has affected the behavior and work ethic of other students that may struggle with the subject. So weaker students that already have some trouble connecting to mathematics find less motivation, as there are some that just don't have any work ethic or have a weaker work ethic and show that they don't care as much, and that this has affected the weaker students. All right, so if we look at numbers a little bit of our school's success, these are numbers from the provincial numeracy exam. If we look at row 2 here, you can see that our average at our school is 53.67, which is significantly higher than 39.14 province-wide. So in that case, that is a very positive, big positive for our school. However, if we look deeper into lines 3 and 4 of assessment scores, you'll see that 16.59% of our students are working at a level 3 assessment score, which is very much lower than the provincial of 34.07. Less than 0.23% of our students are working at a full level 4 assessment score versus the 5.2 from the provincial level. This shows that the understanding and the problem-solving skills at school is definitely varying and vast. It is kind of brings back to the point of procedural understanding, where they've done something for so long that they just remember what's going on instead of actually understanding, which is exactly what the provincial numeracy exam tests you on, is the understanding. All right, so a little bit about our school community. There are approximately 420 to 440 students at PBSS, with grades ranging from 9 to 12. We are expecting grade 8 soon back into our school. However, until then, we kind of have to go through the basic demographics of our school currently. Approximately 3% of our school population is ELL international students. This is the first year in a real that we've gotten international students at our school, and this has really helped the school community, as having international students in the school actually brought a new culture into what students saw before. Because we live in a really small town of about 5,000 people, there are many students that haven't seen the culture and of education from other places, especially other countries. So having the international students at school actually provides very rich culture and different types of work ethic to our students. It allows our students to be able to see that. Approximately 25% of students are identified with Aboriginal ancestry. They are also provided with many supports in our school. The Aboriginal Welcome Room provides the support not only academically, but personally, and many of our students with Aboriginal ancestry see it as a very safe place to work, as well as go if they ever need somewhere to be. So with students with diverse needs, 27% of our students are categorized. And as there's such a large number of categorized students in our school, we have had to find many new strategies in order to support the diverse needs in our classrooms. This is an important tool that can, an important tool to be able to support our students is assessment. However, that takes time, and that's not something that we always have. If we're not able to assess students properly, then we will see the level of learning and achievement to be lacking from what we want them to achieve, but more importantly, what they want to achieve themselves. All right, so moving on to purpose and goals. I've developed a guiding question to kind of build onto our goals as we go. And that is, as a school community, how can we use diversified instruction and achievement data analysis to promote growth mindsets for all students? This is going to focus definitely again on goals, but among teachers and students. There's going to be a teacher-focused and a student-focused goal. And in order to find success, there needs to be buy-in from both. We will be discussing and collecting data on the guiding question that has been developed for this initiative. So first of which is the student goal. And the main goal is to encourage all students to build on their confidence of success in mathematics through conceptual understanding with a fixed mindset. So maybe a little confusing at first. The idea is to make sure that we can build and instill confidence in students that may not see math as the best subject or their favorite, and kind of work through their confidence in order to get them to kind of transition into and building a growth mindset. And with the growth mindset, they'll want to and be able to conceptually understand. First of which is productive struggles encourages all students to do difficult problems with more of an open mind. And what I mean by that is chaotic struggle and productive struggle are very different. Chaotic struggle, we often hear as, well, I can't do this, I'm bad at math. But productive struggle in this case is, hey, I tried this, but I'm not necessarily sure if I'm in the right direction. Can you kind of lead me into the right direction of maybe where I messed up? That shows an immediate connection to that you're engaged in the question, and that kind of struggle will eventually get stronger because you'll know to not make those mistakes again. And also, by increasing the amount of differentiated learning in all classrooms, all types of learners will be able to find success and also build on growth mindsets. Our teacher goal is to develop a differentiated learning process for all types of learners to find success in mathematics. Very similar to the student goal, however, teacher focused, as we want to be able to provide our students with many opportunities to show that they've learned and show that they can be successful. And what we need to do is invest time to adjusting current practice into class differentiation, including problem and place-based learning. Another one of which is FreshGrade, which is an online application that has a portfolio option for one to use and document all data and observations. I'm not saying that we have to reinvent the wheel. I'm saying that we just need to use our current practice and adjust little things in order to help even more students be successful. Supports that we'll need. Obviously, first of which is the classroom teachers, and anyone that's in the math and science department are more than welcome to participate. Each teacher will be collecting data and journaling data from their classes to share with others. Of course, we can't do it without the administration, provided we are able to get release time from teachers for our teachers in order for us to be able to reflect on what we've seen and what we're sharing. And in order for us to kind of leave, we'll need a specialist teacher, which is where the numeracy teacher comes in, and they can provide classroom support for everyone as those teachers can step away, reflect, write down, and develop plans for implementation and differentiation. Learning resource teachers are also going to be very helpful in this implementation of this initiative, as they're the ones that know the categorized students' triggers, and they're the ones that help those students find a safe place and find somewhere where their voice can be heard. And with the learning resource teachers, we can help those students specifically through the process to ensure that their needs are met. And finally, of course, we definitely can't do this without the students, as they are the main focus in this initiative. We will be conducting interviews to lessen errors during implementation, but also provide support to ensure that they know and they feel that they have a voice in the school and their education. All right, so our data and observation collection split into 4 different things. There can be more. This is just a very brief synopsis. First of which is Microsoft Teams. A team is going to be created on this application or this program where all teachers can see updates and announcements. This allows us to lessen down on the amount of emails that each teacher has to read and are sent. It also gives us easy access to valuable resources, and the team will be used as a main source of communication between all teachers and administration that are involved. So teacher observations and sharing data are very similar, so I'm going to group them together. Teachers will observe other colleagues' classes, maybe 15 minutes, a 15-minute class, and compare the delivery and approach to the lesson to their own practice. This is not, I want to reiterate, the objective is not to evaluate anyone's practice. Rather, it will be used to reach an understanding of how others are presenting information differently. This data from other classrooms will be used to develop a strong sense of how to add differentiation into our future lessons. It's also beneficial as some students will respond differently to other teachers, and this will provide a clearer picture of what those students need for support. So as we know, some students have different relationships or different professional relationships with each of their teachers, and there are specific teachers that maybe they will work a little harder for. So seeing the observations and being able to view students in a different setting is going to be very beneficial. The teachers involved in the collaboration with Myron Dewick in the past year will also share their insights on using collected data on improving current assessment practices. All right, so next is collaborative meetings. So we're going to start with a collaborative meeting slash discussion at the beginning of the year. Everyone is going to start by discussing forms of instructions they currently or have successfully used, and they're going to share the types of assessment and the results that they've seen in various forms. They can be tests, they can be quizzes, exit slips, however the teacher would like to share them. This is just the beginning to open up discussion on who is interested and who would like to pursue further. So moving on to the October Pro-D meeting, this is going to be a very brief 15 to 20-minute meeting setting up differentiated learning and assessment strategies. It's also the first opportunity for a check-in with how the data collection is going with each class. All subsequent meetings will be just a check-in with all the teachers on implementation and the progress in which their students are working at, as well as how has the plan affected their classroom culture. At the end of the year, there will be a school staff presentation where we will present the data, observations, and other findings. Finally, ongoing evaluations, and connect that to communication, which I've already touched on. Teams is going to be an easy communication between all teachers and staff participating in this initiative, and it also limits the amount of emails that are sent to each of us. For student self and reflection and assessment, teachers can create an assessment that targets specific points and key concepts for each student to complete after each unit. It does not necessarily have to be on a topic or a math topic. It can be completely personal on how we can ask students, what is it that we can help with you achieving more success? And is there something that you would like to see changed in order for you to even be more successful? Teacher reflections are also very important. And this definitely includes journaling. Very many times, I myself included, will observe something in class, make a note of it, saying that I'm going to remember, and then I don't. And journaling is going to really help with the idea of making sure everything is remembered and everything that the students want is heard, and that we can support them to the maximum. And also, journaling is also consistent data collection with student assessment, which can definitely help us build upon any struggles that any students may have. All right, so please let me know if you have any questions. I would love to hear feedback from anybody to make this even better. And I hope everyone has a good night.